So in the last 2 years, some people have told me I sound bearish on silver. Now, in the last 2 years, silver was in a downward channel. So from a being right perspective, being bearish on something when it's going down is correct from a price standpoint, but from a die-hard standpoint, it's like a no-no. It's like a faux pas, right? I mean, it's deserving of trolling. If you said 2 years ago, silver's in a downward trend, it's going from 50 to 20, you got trolled heavily, and you might have gotten run off of YouTube. And you've been right. So right now, silver's about 20, and I don't want to sound bearish at all. Now, some people are saying that the price could go to $14, and it could. It could go to 14, but I don't want to sound bearish right now. 50 to 20 move. That was a pretty good move down, or a pretty bad move down, right? So, but I don't want to sound bearish at this point in time. So, like Ernie, who was one of these people who was being trolled for saying the metals are going down, he did a video that will warm the hearts of silverbugs. Ernie's got a heartwarming video for silverbugs, right? He said he's got a special sauce, and he's saying there could be a rally in silver and gold coming. And he's saying the silver could outperform the gold this year. So that's what he's saying. I'm not saying that because I didn't use his analysis. I just watched his video and said, hey, wow, So that's what he's saying there. And he's not the only one who's saying that. But that doesn't mean that they're going to always be right. So no guarantees there. Speaking of guarantees, earlier in my channel, I used to talk about Tulving, how great service they had, and all these things. And someone sent me a link, and there's a lot of complaints about people not getting their precious metals for months. So there's a list of all these complaints. Some person had bought like $136,000 worth of silver, and they're waiting months and months, and they haven't got it yet. And so the complaints are piling up on this website. So I'm just saying that this is what I'm reading about this, because in the past I've talked about certain dealers that I had liked, and if I'm now you give the upside, you got to give the downside, so you guys can see the stuff for yourself what's happening. Now, some people will say, aha, that is a definite sign of a silver shortage. However, what if only a few dealers are like that, and other ones get your metals in a timely manner? Does that sound like a shortage, or does that sound like something happening out with that one particular company? And a second part I want to talk about is, in the last couple of years, you've heard a lot of predictions of Dow 20,000, big stock market rally will continue, and so forth like that. So it's another story you hear, another chart analysis, people talking about on YouTube. And here's my take on that. So even if, let's assume if that's correct, which I don't know if it's correct or not, but let's assume that's correct. Even if that's correct, what are the chances that it does this, right? Does stuff ever do this, or does it do this, right? Maybe it's going to do this on the way there, and maybe one of these things is going to happen. I don't know. I'm not trading that. I'm not trading this thing right here, so I'm just saying this is entertainment. Just watching the stuff, So another thing too is here's a huge speculation guess about that, is that so last year some people made money, some people lost money. But the people who made money, and for tax purposes, they wait until the new year to take profits. They don't want to get a higher tax bracket, so they make a whole ton of money. They make a whole ton of money on paper in the stock market. The new year rolls around. It's like, okay, take profits, because and then that's a huge speculation. I don't know, but I like stories. I'm a story kind of guy. I like stories, and these are stories on the markets. And one final thing is stories and cult followings. Okay, when it comes to yoga, there's a huge cult-like mentality in many of these yoga styles, like Bikram yoga. This guy, Bikram, he's a storyteller. It's all a story, and it's almost like fantasy, but the health benefits are great. And you meet people who are really motivated. I mean, someone's going to be in a room for 90 minutes, 105 degrees, and all this. It's, you know, you get people who get off their chair and do things. So I meet a lot. So it's like, even though there's a cult mentality, it's kind of fun. It's like, yeah, I'll join the cult mentality with this Bikram yoga. Yeah, you know, we're all getting our cult-like talkings. You know, we all whatever. All right. So yeah, you know, I think people are susceptible to the cult thing, right? You know, like with the yoga, I just joined the cult mentality. You know. Other things too, some investments you get wrapped up in a cult mentality, right? You know, those silver celebration videos, those could have been like cult-like, right? But I guess the more important thing is to be self-aware. You know, if there's a huge run in your metals, right? You know, there's a huge silver run. You know, the cult mentality gets a huge fever pitch or whatever, and you just got to be self-aware. Yeah, if you're in something that's going up like this, and you're enjoying the ride, just got to be self-aware, and then, you know, just be sober. And it's like, wait a second, you know, now I have like real world expenses. Is it time to take profit or something? So I can't tell you when to do the timing on this stuff, but it's a very good comment. So in his video, there's a very good comment, and the comment was, predicting the price direction is not the most important thing. What's more important is having a plan of when to get in, when to get out, how much to allocate, all these, I guess, boring things, but that's how the people increase their wealth, is that. Because, I mean, there are, you know, when silver is like, people who bought silver at 20, it went to 50, it's back at 20, they got to witness that, but it didn't really have an impact. But the people who were in that, some of them had big gains, some had big losses. And from what I've observed, when you see something that is cultish like Bitcoin or silver, the people who are making the money in those moves like this are not the people in the cult. They're the people who are observing the cult. And of course, those people are the ones who get attacked by the cult fiercely, because they're going against the grain of the cult. Okay, that's enough. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.